Do you need a boat to become a better sailor? The answer is no. You can learn to become a better sailor from the comfort of your own home. So what I did for this video is I made a list of the different skills you need to be a good sailor. And then I just tried to come up with creative ways in which you could train these skills at home using no extra tools and stuff. Just learn to be a better sailor at home. So you can do way more than I thought initially. And in this video, we're gonna try to improve our sailing skills, our navigation skills, and also our maintenance skills. And we're gonna try and do that in a very practical way. And improved sailing is all about making your sailing dream more actionable and more practical. So there's one skill you are probably not able to train from home, and that is your anchoring skill. That is, unless you have a very, very large aquarium, right? But otherwise you have to reserve that to train on the water. So let's dive in. The first one I want to take a look at is sailing as a skill set. And I'm gonna mention a couple of things I have mentioned before in other videos, but that's because they're good suggestions and I thought I needed to include them here. And the first one is to play my favorite game, Sail Away Sailing Simulator. There's no game more peaceful than Sail Away. And I think it's the successor of Sail X. If not, please correct me if I'm wrong, but then it's a good success. It's a good follow-up of Sail X. I'm not quite sure if they changed the name or anything, but it's a great game. It's pretty realistic, and if you are just starting out and want to learn to operate a sailboat, their tutorials are very good. Actually, it's a great course to just get to grips to sailing and understand the basics. But even if you're a seasoned sailor, you can really just fiddle about with sail trim and see what it does, and the simulator part is very realistic. So that's a good tip. That's my first one. And the second one, it's one that I also mention a lot. It's do online courses. There are loads of good online courses available, and if you play your cards right, you can actually grab a couple of free ones. And some of those are actually internationally recognized sailing certifications. So you're all not only just getting up to speed or improving your knowledge, you're also taking steps toward being certified as a sailor. So I'll put a link in the description and in the comments of my recommendation for online sailing courses. All right, this one is gonna sound a bit corny perhaps, but science has showed us that it works, and that is visualization. And visualization, it sounds a bit new age, but please let me finish. There have been studies that have showed that people that visualize, and with visualization I mean walking through the steps of sailing in your mind's eye in a way. So just let's say you imagine some sort of weather condition, like a wind direction, a wind speed, and a course or a heading. And then you try and visualize, all right, I want my sails at this angle, and I'm gonna perform these steps to get them safely at that angle, right? Or I'm gonna walk myself through the steps of performing a tack. Some things like that is what a visualization is all about. And studies have shown, I'm not certain about the number here, but people that do visualizations perform up to like 40% better at competitions, tournaments, stuff like that. So it actually makes a difference, and it's a great way to just try and grasp the concepts intellectually. So don't brush it off as a superstition. There's actually something to it, which brings me to my next suggestion, and that is meditate. Sailing requires a lot of focus. You want to be completely focused when you step on board, and you want to make sure you perform every step and take the necessary safety precautions, and you don't want to do anything rash particularly. So you need focus, and meditation is one of the best ways to improve your focus quickly. And you can do it everywhere. So why not try it at home, right? All right, we're going to move on to the next skill set with it, which are navigation skills. And navigation skills are great for this particular video because you can train them as much as you like from home, like the real thing, right? So what I suggest is you take out your maps, your charts, you take out your navigation equipment, and just start plotting routes you want to sail one day. Why not just think of some dream destinations or some day trips you are planning to do, and gather all the tidal information, study the charts, and figure out the legs you want to sail in order to get there, and then write them down and start creating some sort of database. I have mentioned this in another video. It's an idea I really like, and why not do that from your home? And it will improve your navigation skills straight away. Another one I really like, and this might be a video of it in and of itself, but please hear me out. An old captain once said that a good captain is not so much a good sailor, but it's a good weatherman. So good captains make sure that you don't end up in bad weather, because that's the sailor's worst enemy, right? As long as the weather is good, there are no problems most of the time. So you want to be able to read the weather light. You want to have a good reading at all times. Well, that's good news. You can just look outside, look outside of your window, and just play this little game with me. You just take a look at the wind speed and the wind direction, and try to figure it out by looking at the trees and the way the trees and the grass is moving. And then you look at the clouds and see what's going on in the clouds, and you try and make a prediction of what's going to happen weather-wise in the next couple of hours, and you write that down, and then you wait and see what happens. And if you do this a couple of times and you reflect on what actually happened and how far off you were at first, I'm very bad at this, but you will improve your weather reading skills very quickly, I promise you. So maybe that's a video in and of itself on how to play that little game. If you'd like a video on that, give us a like, and I'll know what to shoot next. But it's a really cool idea, I think. So the next skill set I'm going to dive into is maintenance skills, and these are just great for practicing at home. But a lot of people don't really have the maintenance skills required to own and operate a boat. And the funny thing is that a lot of these skills are also applicable to owning a car or just your regular house. So it really pays off to improve these skills. And the last one is very interesting, I found, because I bet you hadn't thought of this one before, but it will improve your quality of life dramatically, I promise. So the first one is plumbing. So your house, a boat, it all has plumbing, and if you have a leak in your boat, that's a big problem, right? Why not try to grasp the basics of plumbing? Just know how to fix a leak, know how the water flows and how it's supposed to flow, and why not just dive into it and learn the skill once and for all? So I'll include a link. I find a good video of a professional walking you through the basics, and just go check out that video and go through it step by step and gain an understanding. So the second one, I'll do the same thing. I found a good video. It's about the rigging. I'm not a very good rigger myself, but it really pays off to know how to splice, how to lay a splice, and particularly an ice splice. So I found a good video. I'll link it in the description, and it's just a very simple video explaining you step by step how to lay an ice splice. Just follow along, and why not learn that right now? It will make you a lot more confident, because you can manage, you can fix things yourself on the boat as it happens, and get on with it, right? So it's in the description. Go check that video out as well. So we're at the last one, number 10. Drum roll, please. learn to use a multimeter. I know, right? If you know how to use one of these buggers, I promise you, you can diagnose your own electrical problems now. You can fix your car. It's handy in your house. Just try and learn to use one of those, like read out voltage, read out amps, measure the ohms, and the current. If you know how to do this, you can fix almost any electrical problem yourself, and that will help you out a lot in life. You will be a successful person, I guarantee. So there will be a link to a good video in the description. Go check that out. Why not learn a new skill? If you like these tips, please consider subscribing to the channel. There will be coming more videos with practical tips like this. And I really appreciate if you tag along for the ride, and it will help you out as well. So smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.